come from the north coastal region, nowhere near actually Hanoi, so they've travelled up here for this game. The Medan quite often plays host to bigger matches. These two sides, of course, met a week ago in Indonesia. Very different conditions there. It was an early kickoff as well. It was extremely hot and humid. And a game of two halves, which Bali really weren't competing in the first 45 minutes. It was all Tanhoa. They missed a penalty through their star player, Papa Fai, and then scored through the Japanese import Karube. Had plenty of chances to finish off that game in the first half. That's how good they were and how poor Bali were. And then the break, as is often the case, just stopped the momentum for Tanhoa. And Bali United turned on the magic, particularly after a couple of changes were made. And they went on to score 3 goals in that match, which was fantastic as far as the neutrals were concerned. We certainly enjoyed it. When I say we, I'm referring to my fellow commentator, Jamie Reeves, who I'm pleased to say is with me for this game as well. Jamie, I think it's probably safe to say that was arguably the most enjoyable game we've done so far this season together.
Yeah, it was certainly one of the best AFC Cup games that I've seen, and you're absolutely right. Classic game of two halves. And in the case of Tanhoa, that seems to have been the story the last couple of games that they've played. They've managed to snatch defeat from the jaws of victory against Yangon and then again against Bali. They get themselves ahead, they get into a winning position, and then they seem to give it away. Second half, they were completely outplayed, and I thought that was with the injection of a bit more pace for Bali. Kevin Brands was a bit ponderous in the middle of the park, and things went slowly through him. They made substitutions, and everything happened a bit quicker, and I'm afraid the Vietnamese side just couldn't really deal with it.
Yeah, goals coming from their substitute. The first one, Yabes Roni, we'll talk about him in a short while, perhaps a bit of a surprise. Devison, then, the Brazilian, with a header, and then Stefano Lillipali, who was one of the very effective attackers that they had in the starting 11. He got a deserved goal. So it has just reignited their campaign, because they didn't have a very good start to proceedings, did they? They beat Tampines Rovers in the Champions League qualifiers. Talking about Bali, of course. I don't think they were ever really serious consideration for going through after that. They played Chiang Rai United and lost in extra time, to be fair, 2-1. The Thai team. And then they, of course, after that, dropped down to the AFC Cup. Their first game against Yangon United, they lost 3-1, but that was because they couldn't field, or decided not to field, their full squad. They were in the President Cup final against Presidio Jakarta, the other team that have also made it to the AFC Cup. There, by the way, before we go on, you saw the wide shot of the conditions in Hanoi. Very hazy. You might see a number of fans wearing face masks. Not these ones. They're really excited to see their team, and they're all holding up posters of the team, but the one player that stands out there is Bui Tian Dung, the goalkeeper, Jamie, and he's a hero, isn't he? Because he's one of the big players, one of the best players of that Vietnam Under-23 squad that got to the finals of the championships just a couple of months ago.
Very much a pin-up boy. We saw him beforehand in the tunnel. He's all smiles. All the kids wanted to get around him, wanted to take photos with him. He's a real young talent. Didn't play last week, but he's back in the starting lineup this week. I thought the previous game against Yangon, you could fault him on one of the goals. So he's not incapable of making mistakes, but he is a very, very talented young man, and I think he's got a great future ahead of him.
Well, we'll hear that reception from shortly indeed. After Bali got their poor result at home against Yangon, they lost 3-1. They bounced back in some ways, I suppose, against Global 1-1, and then turned on the magic, as we said, in the second half against Tanhoa to